Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to go over a dinosaur that we first got to see in Jurassic Park 3. And that specific animal would be the Ceratosaurus that we, unfortunately, only got to see for one brief scene. Nevertheless, this film's introduction of a medium-sized carnivore that was pretty different looking from something like the raptors and the T-Rexes went over rather well with fans. The dinosaur didn't really have to do much but stare into the camera, but it still managed to receive a decent little growth in popularity. And that popularity, of course, led to it being shown off in future material as well. Most notably, the new Jurassic World Evolution video game that many people have been playing. But what I personally wanted to start a discussion about today was everything that we currently know on the in-canon history of the Ceratosaurus cloning. Because believe it or not, there happens to be a little bit of mystery surrounding this horned predator. Now, if we only look at the film itself, it's rather hard to ascertain any sort of info on the creature. It stops to smell the tiny humans for a brief moment before looking up and walking away. We all know that it decided eating prey covered in Spinosaurus feces wasn't exactly the kind of meal that it had hoped for. But if we actually take the time to look outside of Jurassic Park 3 itself and dig a little deeper into the viral marketing campaigns that have been done for the two new Jurassic World films, we happen to get some new information that reveals quite a lot about InGen, particularly the new creatures that they'd cloned in between the events of The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. Now, in canon, it's stated that once Isla Sorna was set up as a biological preserve, all further cloning of any prehistoric animals was absolutely forbidden by the United States government. No one would be allowed to ever go to Site B again, and no one would be allowed to clone dinosaurs either. Well, it turns out that the company that bought out InGen after Dr. Hammond died would have other ideas. During an illegal and covert operation that was being implemented on Site B in the late 90s, InGen would eventually produce new clones of animals that they'd already had quite a lot of genetic material mined for, like the Ankylosaurus and Corythosaurus to be exact. However, they also happen to be a part of something that is only known as the amalgam testing. Now, we don't know exactly what this amalgam testing really was, but we do know that the definition of amalgam happens to be a mixture or blend, which would suggest that the work on the island during this time may have had something to do with the blending or mixing together of different things in order to create something new. What eventually resulted from the company's newer work happened to be the giant theropod that was identified as the Spinosaurus by Dr. Grant in JP3. But another animal would also come out of this particular program, and that would of course be the dinosaur we're talking about, the Ceratosaurus. What makes the origins of InGen's Ceratosaurus so mysterious is the simple fact that it wasn't originally documented as being on the company's official list of cloned animals. It was also produced illegally during a time period where no one was allowed to clone any dinosaurs after the Santiago incident happened. Those laws on cloning dinosaurs wouldn't be lifted until 2003 after a few politicians were bribed into relaxing the laws that surrounded the subject matter. The only other new dinosaur that we know for a fact was created during this time period happens to be the Spinosaurus itself, which remember, was a part of something called the amalgam testing. So the big question that I'd pose for others to discuss is whether or not the Ceratosaurus was a part of that particular testing as well. If it was, then it would be rather compelling to ask whether or not the Ceratosaurus had anything mixed or blended into its DNA, the same way that many believe, including myself, that the Spinosaurus probably did. Now, of course, there is no exact answer on this subject as of right now, but as usual, I wanted to ask all of you guys what you think about this particular dinosaur. Could it be possible that the Ceratosaurus shares some of its DNA with another type of animal in the fossil record? Or are you of the opinion that it could very well just be a normal InGen clone with mostly Ceratosaurus genes and a little bit of frog DNA for good measure? Whatever your thoughts and opinions may be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I want to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives like JW-Gojifan. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. Guys, it seriously means the world to me that you all continue to support what I do, and I'm incredibly thankful for everything that you all do to help. Honestly, it means the world. Now I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and hope that all of you enjoyed today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. See you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.